This is a free for all. I'm just giving you drop mics and thoughts. I'm really kind of locking into the idea of just life is dope if you surround yourself with dope people. Yeah, that's the end game. That's why with this company, I'm not going in. I mean, obviously there's opportunity. If someone, another company, or the channel pop, just anything. Like, if I didn't have to, honestly, I still would. I'd still be connected. That's how, like, ingrained it is. It's not even a company to me. It's a family. Like, there's no, even if, let's say something nuts happens. Let's go nuts with it, where it's like, hey, we saw After Hours. You get, if you do something okay, a couple hundred views on a video pod that you do that you don't even put on Spotify or Apple Music. But hey, we want you in our movie. And we'll pay you $1 million. Dude, this situation would be dope, actually. I would love that. But I'm so intertwined with these people that, like, it's, if you're TO, you get it. It's not about weights to me. It's about who we are with. And even when people aren't with weights, like those that have been super dope in our lives, like, and are a part of TO, like, it's never ending. If you're good people in like even Hunter, yeah, he drove me nuts, but dude's a homie. I will welcome him in my life any day of the week. I miss him. I miss the drama. That was like reality TV to me. That boy was hilarious, as much as he was the worst. I miss doing that. Which, if I were to go back to myself, I know one specific moment where I saw him outside. We had a conversation outside of the hotel, and I was like, dude, like, I would rather be doing anything else but talk to him right now, because he's just the worst. And now I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah, I'd love to see that guy. I'd love to do that. I'd love to hit that one again. Like, that's crazy. I think that is what life is. It's like you have to, if you can get to the point where you're going through bullshit and you can be like, no, I love this, because someday I'm not going to have this. And the only way you get there is if you've had experiences like that, I would say. I'm not putting an age on it, because people are different, and people grow and age faster, mentally, spiritually, physically, all the bullshit. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I lost my train of thought again. I knew I'd be all over the place. If you're here, like, that's crazy that you're here. It is a dope setting, though. The casino. This has been my favorite pod I've ever done. I need to start shooting these outside every time. No question. I am in a headspace that I've been searching for. And I'm the happiest I've been in a long time. Granted, I'm financially, like, we're not great. We're making it. We're figuring it out. But for all the positives that come with it, I'm fine with it. Like, I know there's give and takes in life, and, like, this is our give and our take. Like, we'll make it happen, but it's gonna be stressful. But the good moments are so good that, like, I can't give those up. Like, I can't. Even me coming up to Cincy up here and working 2-3 days, like, that's too much time away from him. My job, my ambition, not my job. My ambition is to give that boy everything he needs to be the most successful and happy that he can be. Not, let's even take successful out of that. I want him to be happy. I want him to, the moment his eyes open in the morning and his brain is like, oh, we're back. I want him to be like, hell yeah, today's going to be dope. And that should be life. That should be the goal. I know that there's responsibilities and tasks and bullshit, but hey, do your shit. You'll be fine. And even when things aren't good, just like find the good in it. Silver linings are a real thing. And maybe I'm a psychopath. Maybe I am like so desperate for good times that I'm just scraping the bottom of the barrel. But I mean, the bottom of the barrel, even if I'm there, tastes great. There's nothing wrong with people say all the time, like if you journal in the morning and like you start the day off with like writing 10 things down that you're thankful for, it completely changes your entire day. So I am a full believer in the fact that if you just actively think like, hey, so here's what we're dealing with. This sucks ass, but the cool part is blank, blank, blank. That's, just find what's cool. Anytime you're like, this sucks, just be like, what is cool right now? Are we learning something? Learning something's cool. My favorite part of learning is not seeking it, and all of a sudden you just find something out. I've noticed that with joining this class. I'm getting chilly out here. But I've noticed that with doing this instructional design class that I like learning when it's not forced and I'm just present and I pick up on stuff. I like that. So the learning that shocks you, the learning that you weren't trying to learn, like the Google search, like who was that actor? I can't remember that. And you Google search it. No, just the ones that hit you. You're like, ooh, I didn't know that. That's just dope. That's what I was talking about earlier. I'm back on it. Okay. So I was talking about the company. The best parts of working at this company was when we were working at Amazon. It was 2-3 weeks on the road, living with the guys at the hotel, learning them, figuring just out like what everyone's about. And we don't have that anymore. We have 3-day installs. We have 5-day installs. I mean, personally, I'm so out of touch with the install world. I was talking. I just had to admit to everybody, like if you sent me to a site with 30 installation points, and we're like, hey, I need you to profile it and get it 100% online and make sure they're all reporting well, and like, do you know what a non-nylon cap is and a nylon cap is? I've told everyone I would be on the phone the entire time. I would, which is also dope because we would get it done. Because like I just put Scott on and he'd be my Jarvis, maybe even Joe. I don't know. They're just, the resources are crazy, and that's cool that this is a company we work for where it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but as long as I have someone in my ear, I'll get this done. So I do love that. But yeah, we have lost that being together for 2-3 weeks at a time. And after hiring our HR director and the just where it's headed, it's super cool because we're building out like engagement just like Amazon, but having the resources to do it virtually too, and do things for new people coming on that make them. My biggest thing is I miss being on site for 2-3 weeks because someone came on new. In 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to have you ready to die for the company. Like, you just, like, go through bullshit together so often that you are like, this is sick, and I'm making good money. Because you are working good hours, but we lost that. So, the only way to make this cool again is to build out, when someone gets hired on, 6 weeks of a general idea of how we're going to engage with them. And we came up with a lot of good ideas today, and I'm seeing it play out, and I'm like, this is exactly what we needed. I need this for me. I need to see not only that I'm engaging with them and trying to be like, hey, like, this is the fucking coolest shit in the world, like, you're going to love it. But we're adding in, like, I am intros. They're going to talk with every new hire coming on. Allie's going to be in a conversation with, I need Allie, like, just integrated with all of the onboarding, but that's besides the point. We're going to transition it to what it was, where it's like, hey, even if you're not out on site, let's say you got 2 weeks off from going to work, your schedule is going to be loaded with engagement opportunities. And that's how we're going to get back to where we were. And that was cool to see today. Every time I come up to Cincy, I honestly am coming up, I'm like, what am I doing here? And multiple people are like, hey, why are you here? What are you doing here? And I'm like, well, I probably should show face. I don't know. Like, I work from home. I'm like one of the few employees that, like, just is permanently at home, and this trust that I'm engaging, I guess, which I am. I mean, there's no need to even, like, question it. Like, I live for this place. I live for it. And even the lows, like, motivate me to push people, myself, harder to get better at what we do, because this is the coolest company I've ever worked for. And I would have to hit the lottery to not be engaged. It's not about money. I don't care about money. I mean, I care about money for my family and mental health and sanity for my family, but I mean, I don't need anything from them. I would give anything to help them. It's fun helping. It's like a video game. It's what we talk about all the time. Are my big homies that are within this company. It's like, you wake up and, like, what do you got to do today? Here's this task, and it's for weights. And weights, everything I do with weights is dope. Weights has changed my life. Weights has changed my life. So yeah, I ain't updating LinkedIn. I ain't going anywhere. I'm going down with this ship, but this ship is growing wings. This ship is headed to the moon. I mean, there's going to be an install on the International Space Station, no doubt about it. And there's no doubt going to be a cruise part 2. I mean, you do one cruise. Imagine being weights and doing one cruise, and then at the end of it all, however it plays out, or we all die, we didn't do a second cruise. That's not this reality. That's not this multiverse. And speaking of the multiverse, that's the next episode. I already had the thumbnail printed out and everything. That was what I was going to do tonight. But yeah, next episode, dark matter. And I will have seen at this point, because I'm probably going to drop this one tomorrow. And, I mean, it's almost sunrise, so I guess I ain't sleeping tonight. But dropping dark matter, we're going to talk all about the multiverse. I do think that the multiverse is a thing. I think that it is a thing up here. I think your brain is so powerful. That's why, I mean, even in the show, you see, like, they have to take a drug to, like, let the brain, like, try to even describe to you what's going on, because it's a visual thing. And it's like, no, you're in a multiverse. Like, this is not visual. This is, like, totally different. So I do think, even beyond what the brain knows, like, I think that the multiverse could exist, and I think for sure it exists in your brain, because you're always thinking as a human, oh, what if I'd have made this decision? What would have happened? And that right there is you created a parallel universe in your mind. Maybe you halt the brakes early on and you don't really dive into it, but you could, create. It's fantasy. It's imagination. It's how your imagination is at its strongest when you're a child, but like you carry that into adulthood and don't realize you're doing it, and that is creating multiverses up here. The only one you can physically act on is the one because of your physical body, but like everything comes from the brain. So the multiverse is a thing, and you can actively do it on a low level. You can just imagine a situation and like try to find those emotions within it. I mean, but here we are again. That's kind of back to meditation, but also I don't know what I'm talking about. That's how I like to. I love thinking like that. I haven't always thought that way my whole life, and honestly, I'm open to anything. Like, I don't need any truths. I just need conversations, and I need to learn something new. And if it's just out of this world, like something I'm like, no, that can't be right, the better it is. Like, that's the beauty of life, is finding it. That's why dark comedy, dark humor is so funny, because it's out of this world. It's like you never heard it, and it's your brain, your body experiences something different, and that's the beauty of life. All right, I'm wrapping this bitch up. It's almost 3. Time for sleep. This is the most fun I've ever had doing this. We're going to be shooting outside more often. Like and subscribe. Please. Help the channel. Help the channel. And if you don't, whatever. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for, I just like fucking doing it. And I know that I'm not on any socials, and this is a way of like, hey, like, I'm not pressing you to hang out, but like if you give a shit about what I'm talking about, then hey, here's an opportunity to watch, and let's connect. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time. Because that's what, just every day. What's the plan? Every day. You want to go to sleep so excited about what the next day has, but also excited that like you don't know what it has to offer. Just knowing that it will give you something if you keep your eyes open. That is the greatest feeling in the world to go to sleep to. You sleep soundly at night, and then you wake up, even if it's early, it's like, oh yeah, something's gonna happen today that is gonna be super cool. I'm gonna keep an eye out for it. And there's so much beauty and comfort in that. Miss Mila knows it. Bobby knows it. Brew doesn't know that yet. He's working on it. Me and him have been really working on that, though. Just, yeah, even if it's not like you gotta clean up toys every night. You're not gonna be able to do that every night. So why not enjoy it? Why, you gotta wash his clothes and fold them. Do it together. Look at the clothes that he's wearing then, and then be like, as soon as you have to put those up, like, oh man, that was my favorite fit. What was your favorite fit? Like, just to engage is everything. And we're back to what I'm doing for the company. All engagement. Be looking forward to trivia night. Be looking forward to field day. Filmed, recorded, the whole event. Todd and I hosting. That's a teaser. I won't tell you when. And don't bank on it happening, but expect it to happen. It's going to be sick. If we can get this thing to happen, I just pitched it last week. If we can get field day to happen, department based, 5 teams of 6 people within each department. Come on now. That's going to be competitive as hell. But, alright, I got to wrap this up. We're over an hour. I love you. I'm proud of you. Peace.